Hello there and welcome to another Science Mr. Robertson video. It's been a long time, year 4. I'm looking forward to it after technology to get into some proper science again. We've got to look at summer in our next topic. We're going to look at the lakes and the forests and how life just comes back and is wonderful. I'm going to start with a particular type of life, and I'm going to start with fish. I'm going to look at 4 different things here that make fish super interesting. So let's go. The first thing to talk about are the gills. Now, gills are super important because fish live in the water. And I'm going to use my really bad fish here. There's my fish. Okay. Now, the gills are the part of the fish which are just behind the mouth here. It's these sections there, okay? They're like little slits, little holes on the side of the fish here, okay? Now, they have a special job. Because what a fish cannot do, this fish here can't breathe. If it tries to breathe under the water, all the water's going to come in and it won't get the air and, most importantly, the oxygen. It is, of course, the oxygen, and I can write like this now. The oxygen is the thing that's most important for all living things. And it needs to get it. It's very lucky because there is a little bit of oxygen that is dissolved in the water. And they'll obviously they can lurse up evacuate. And that's really important. Because there's some oxygen in the water, I can use it. What happens is a fish needs to swim. And when the fish swims this way, the water goes this way. Swim, water. And then the water can come in and out through the gills. These tiny little holes, if you get deep inside of them, it's actually super close to the blood. And the oxygen is tiny, only 2 molecules. So any oxygen can hop in to the body straight into the blood. Super quick. It's really important, therefore, fish keep swimming. They need to swim all the time so they can get oxygen to come through the gills and go straight into their blood. It's super important, they really need it. Moving on then, the Swedish word is so much better, I think. If you can say it. Simblåsa, swim bladder. How this works in a fish, I'm doing really bad fish drawings here. Fish, with the gills. The Simblåsa is a little bit up like so. Now, the fish can't really breathe, but they can take air in and out. When they go to the top, they can use their mouths and they can take in air. It's not for breathing though. They can make this bigger or they can make it smaller. Och det innehåller luft. Air comes into this little space here. If my fish wants to swim at the top, then the air will go in. If it wants to go deep down, get the air out. Because the air makes it so easy to float. If you want to go down deep into the bottom of the ocean, put all the air out, go down. That's my Simblåsa. It's a very clever adaptation. We got to the scales of the fish. Now, every fish, bad drawing number 3 coming up. They're getting worse. And my Simblåsa. Okay. Now, every fish has scales on the outside of its skin. These are really important. They act like an extra protection. because living in the water is hard. If you cut yourself in the water, it takes a longer time for it to heal. The more blood can escape. You need to make sure you are extra protected. The scales are also good. They're really flexible so they can bend as well. And they stay there forever. Well, at least as long as the fish lives. They actually grow and they get bigger as the fish gets older. Really, really, really clever. And it helps to keep an extra bit of protection on the outside of the fish. So there's my scales. And then I've got the fins here, okay? Now my fins are those things that I keep growing really bad. Like that one, and that one, and that one. Things like this, okay? They have two particular jobs. The first one is to make sure there's plenty of balance. If I've got this little thin shaped thing swimming through the water, it's going to get blasted and it's going to get pumped and it's going to go in different directions all the time. The fish needs to be able to control which way it swims. If I have something up here and down here, it's harder to push me away. I can go in a straight line, I can turn quickly, I control where I go. So that balance is really important. But also this one here at the back, this one is all about the power. I can flip this from side to side. This makes my motion. This is where I need my energy so I can power myself to go forward. So it's also about getting some space to have some power. So a big fin at the back to move and flick the water out the way. And the ones in the middle up and down to control my balance. And 4 is my intro to fish. Glub glub. Thank you.